Good afternoon, everyone. My name is MJ, and today I'm going to discuss the domestic issues and international human resource management. By the end of this session, we should be able to achieve the following learning objectives. Number one, we should be able to identify the domestic issues faced by international human resource management. Number two, examine the impact of these issues to the firm and their employees. And lastly, suggest solutions on how HR managers can address these issues. International businesses are often plagued by issues that transgress basic employee rights. This might seem a contemporary issue. However, business malpractices have already existed long ago in the history of mankind. With the presence of digital information and globalization, these issues are put into a scrutinizing lens, and this case should be a major concern for human resource management. In this session, we are going to analyze the HRM issues and challenges faced by international organizations expanding their business and operations in a particular country. Regardless of their global expansion, international organizations must confront several domestic issues in managing human resources. These challenges are categorized into three main areas. These areas are local recruitment, local training, and ethical consideration. Let's discuss them one by one. The first domestic issue faced by international HRM is local recruitment. The process of hiring new employees from other countries is vastly different to making hires within the country a certain business already operates in. There are far more steps in the process and a lot of moving pieces to juggle, including the following complex issues. First is compliance with domestic laws and regulation. Pre-employment screening programs and law varies from country to country. This means that for every country you operate in, you need your HR team to be up to speed with each country's legislation. HR managers must be aware of the basic employment rights according to the law and should be able to provide those needs to refrain the company from conducting illegal actions that will affect its reputation. Next is the organization exposes itself to potential risk issues related to equal opportunity and discrimination when it expands its business in an international arena. Along with compliance, organizations across all industries want to ensure that they are not exposing the business to reputational or other risks, including the risks associated with unjustifiable hiring process. Facts such as educational level, cultural norms, the standards of living, and the working conditions of the employee should be taken into consideration before making any official decision and actions. Last is getting the HR function structure right. Due to differences in geographical and cultural contexts, it may be difficult for HR managers to establish a right structure that is both efficient for the local and international management. Implementing a global competitive structure is a case of getting the balance right between plenty of expertise on the ground and maintaining a good level of central control and consistency. The second domestic issue faced by international HRM has something to do with local training. The HR managers must understand the training and development needs of the host country's workforce to help locals to perform their jobs effectively. In highly developed areas such as Europe and United States, you can usually find capable employees that need only a small firm specific trainings. But in relatively underdeveloped areas, training and development need to be much more extensive. The following elements are the common issues and challenges HR managers face in conducting local trainings. First is language barrier. HR managers might find themselves in a situation where they have to deliver training to a group of people who do not speak the same language. HR manager and training experts need to know the level of language understanding of the group they are training. They should try to ascertain exactly how much English, if any, they understand or if a full translation would be more effective to get the message across. Second is cultural differences. A salient issue in international HR is understanding and maintaining cultural diversity. The cultural context that HR needs to understand is not just about the employee's religious beliefs, and more about the different ways people tend to work based on where in the world they are. Working with people from different locations or from different cultural backgrounds mean adapting the business work style to new ideas, new ways of communicating, and unfamiliar social practices. If you hire an employee from England, for example, the employee might have different ideas about how to manage other employees or on how to run technology processes based on her experiences back home. Being open to work styles and cultural differences is the hallmark of cultural diversity in HR. HR managers should design a workforce training and development inclusive of cultural diversity. Third domestic issue in relation to local training is adopting to new technologies. Technology is still an emerging field in which the employee's skill is somewhat limited. Advancement in technology depends on the economic growth of a country. In places where digital innovation is still developing, HR managers might find employees that need more comprehensive technical training to deal with their complex jobs efficiently. The third and last domestic issue in international HRM is ethical consideration. HRM deals with manpower planning and development related activities in an organization. Hence, it is that branch of management where ethics really matter, since it concerns human issues, specifically those of compensation, development, industrial relations, and health and safety issues. Employees' ethical treatment has to be the most vulnerable factor among the three areas where international HR managers face most difficulties. This is in line with the existing social issues in the host country where the company is supposed to operate. Firms should be able to provide the following. First on the list is fair pay. Countries offer different salary package on the basis of employees' fundamental economic needs. In areas where social services are already established to provide health care and insurance to its citizens, firms do not have to worry as much about paying all or a part of its employees' health insurance premiums. HR manager must not only ensure that the employees will get compensated with a salary that is enough to cover their basic expenses, but also provide additional benefits that will enhance their well being. Last is that the firm should be able to provide enhanced working conditions. Employers have many responsibilities that extend beyond money making and paying bills. Employers have more obligation to offer its employees with fair pay and reasonable work expectation, while also providing a safe work environment. HR manager must not only ensure that employees are entitled to basic rights provided by law, but also provide a working environment that is not detrimental to their physical, mental, and emotional condition. Firms expanding internationally should conduct their business right and within the frame of social values to avoid domestic issues triggered by unethical and unsustainable practices. That's all. Thank you.